GuitarLessons.com, the #1 name in guitar lessons online.
In this lesson, we're going to be talking about the major scale. Now, the major scale is very important for beginners to have a good understanding of how it's made and how it's used, because it's going to be the reference for all of the scales, chords, and arpeggios that we'll be learning in the future. Now, to understand the major scale, first you need to understand what the difference between a whole step and a half step is. So let's start with a whole step on the guitar. Let's take your index finger and put it on the 3rd fret of our low E string and play that note. If you wanted to go up a whole step from there, you're going to go up 2 frets to an A. So that's a whole step. Now if you go back to the G note right here and you wanted to go a half step, all a half step is just 1 fret up from there. So if you play your G note and go a half step up, that's A flat, that's a half step. So now that you understand that, all a major scale is a sequence or formula of whole steps and half steps that we're going to put together to make a scale. And that formula is 2 whole steps, 1 half step, 3 whole steps, 1 half step. So with that in mind, 2 whole steps, 1 half, 3 whole steps, 1 half. We're going to start on our G string, on our G note on the E string, and we're going to go from there, a whole step, another whole step, up to the 7th fret, a half step, then 3 more whole steps, and then finally 1 more half step all the way up to another G on the 14th, 15th fret. So that together, so you can get an idea of what it sounds like on one string, is this right here. So that's great to get an understanding of the major scale, but it's not very practical. So what we're going to do now is we're going to learn a common shape for the major scale, starting on our G note right here on the 6th string. And we're just going to learn that shape, go up and come back down. And this is a lot more useful than just playing it on one string. So let me play it for you, and then I'll break down the pattern for you so you can practice it, okay? So we're going to take our 2nd finger, put it on our 3rd fret of our low E string, play that note. We're going to come up here to the 5th fret with our pinky and grab the next note. Then we're going to swap over to the A string, play the 2nd fret with our index finger, get the next fret, the 3rd fret on that A string with our middle finger, grab the 5th fret with our pinky, go over to the next string, the D string, play the 2nd fret with our index finger, grab the 4th fret with our 3rd finger, and then for the last note on this string is going to be on the 5th fret with our pinky. So that's 1 octave, that's 1 octave G major scale. And if you'll notice, my fingers are right behind the fret, they're nice and curved over, not laying flat, and I'm pretty relaxed too. So we've got that first half down. Now we're going to learn another octave to complete the shape all the way up to the next highest G note on the 3rd fret of the E string. So starting from here, we're going to go to play that note, go to the next string, the G string, on the 2nd fret with your index finger. Then grab the 4th fret with your 3rd finger, 5th fret with your pinky, go over to the B string, get the 3rd fret with your middle finger, and grab the 5th fret with your pinky, then go over to the E string, grab this 2nd fret with your index finger, and then to finish it off, we're going to play this G right here on the 3rd fret of the high E string with our middle finger. So all together, we have this right here. And make sure you use alternate picking on your right hand, always down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up. And then, once you get the ascending version of that, work on coming back down as well, because that's important to make sure you can go up and down. So come back down just like this, exact opposite of what you did going up. So take this scale, move it around. If you can move it around anywhere you want to on the guitar, and whatever note you start on, that's going to be the key you're in. So if I moved it up to the 5th fret and started with my middle finger on the 5th fret on the A note, that would become an A major scale. So move it around, play it everywhere on the fretboard that you can, and like if you have a song that you like that's in the key of G, experiment with the scale and just play around with it and be really creative with it.